There's a lot of fluff on the internet and on YouTube. A lot of become a pro in 7 days and watch this one video and change your life, and an insane amount of hype. But the truth is there is some advice that you need to hear that is not exactly probably what you want to hear. Unless you like the truth, in which case you need to hear it. Number one, there are no cheat codes. I think it's very tempting to believe that there are cheat codes in life and in learning how to produce music specifically. Plugin companies are making plugins that they market as the cheat codes to your success, MIDI packs being sold saying you'll make hits with them, and the list goes on. And it's because that kind of marketing simply works. It gets sales because expediency sells. If you can give someone a cheat code, people will pay for it. To be clear, I'm not saying there are not things you can do to learn faster and become proficient in a quicker pace, because you can, and there are things you can do. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But what I am saying is that there are no cheat codes. There is no one click and you're a pro cheat code. There is no hack or tip that will take you from making crappy music to making professional music. The sooner you can accept that the journey to becoming a professional level producer in terms of the quality of music you make that will take you time, the sooner you can start actually working on the things that will make the biggest difference. Most of these quote unquote cheat codes are nothing more than bad distractions. I'm not saying don't buy plugins or don't buy products. I'm saying that if your motivation behind them is, man, this is gonna make me a pro, or this is the cheat code that I've been waiting for, then you'll be sorely disappointed every single time. You'll buy it and you'll realize it doesn't actually make you a pro. That's number one. There are no cheat codes. Number two, the best producers are almost always the best musicians. I made a whole video on this topic, but it's worth saying again. Producers have to be able to understand the entire process of taking a song from a concept to final production. That means that the producer has to not only understand the technology to make it happen, but more importantly, they have to fundamentally understand how to musically accomplish a great arrangement, pick great sound design, pull out awesome performances, and understand how to develop a song fully into what it has to be for the final production. Now that doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by guessing, and it doesn't happen easily. It requires a deep knowledge of music and the recording process together, which is a combination of skills that is very difficult to put together. The producer has to know when a performance needs to be redone or what that musician needs to do in order to get that performance to sound better. If I'm running a session with a drummer, for example, I need to know what to tell my drummer to do if things are not sounding good. Yes, the drummer is going to be involved, deeply involved. They're going to have thoughts, but the producer is almost always the final decision maker. When the rubber meets the road, if I want to make something happen, it's on me to make that happen, which means that I have to have the musical knowledge to make it happen. So producers that are truly proficient are usually deeply musical individuals and are almost always very well rounded. In other words, they understand a wide range of musical concepts from rhythm to harmony to sound design to the technological elements as well. So if you want to be a great producer, then you need to realize that half that work is simply becoming a better musician. Learn some instruments. You don't need to be a professional at them or even halfway good, but if you can learn some instruments like piano or guitar or drums or even at a basic level, there is no way you live to regret that. I'm a multi-instrumentalist. I am a trained pianist, both classically and in improvisation. I'm a composer, I'm a drummer, I'm a guitarist, I play cello, alto sax, and a handful of other random instruments. And guess what? Every new instrument that I pick up gives me a deeper ability to work with other musicians and navigate the landscape of producing better music. The producers I know who are incredible are deeply curious about music and how music works. So prioritize becoming a better musician. Take some piano lessons, take some guitar lessons, drum lessons, or learn online, whatever it takes. Learn music theory, practice with a metronome, study chords and harmony, and learn how scales work. It really doesn't matter what you take on, but it will all make you a better musician. Number three, watching tutorials is overrated. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Nathan, isn't that what you do? Isn't that what your YouTube channel is? Yes, but I also believe in honesty, and I believe in giving it to you straight. If you are binging YouTube tutorials and not spending time actually practicing, then you are literally just wasting time. Watching tutorials is not a bad thing, right? But it is bad in excess. If you are spending hours just browsing the internet watching tutorials, then you are not actually learning anything. You could be spending that time actually working in your DAW or practicing or applying what the lessons are that you're learning. The truth is that you don't actually learn something until you apply it. Watching a video does not mean that you learned anything. You have to apply it several times before it actually is going to get drilled into your brain. So if you're learning about a topic like vocal recording or arrangement or something, then you're not going to truly learn that until you have done it over and over again, where it's like second nature. People ask me how I produce so much music and do it so fast. Well, the answer is because I have spent literally a decade and a half of my life actually doing it. Believe it or not, I'm hardly online in real life. Like, I don't have social media on my phone. I don't have time for that. And neither do you if you're serious about learning. If you are serious about learning, then it is better to watch a couple videos on a topic and then get off and actually practice. The best producers are not sitting around watching tons of videos. They are applying and they are trying it out and doing the work. At some point, you have to just put it away and get to it. Stop wasting so much time. And I'm telling you this with the knowledge that this actually hurts my channel for you to watch less. But that's actually what is better for you. I have over 200 videos videos here on my channel, but if you are binging them without ever opening your DAW, you won't learn a thing. You'll forget it the second you open your DAW and it'll be lost. Number 4, quantity over quality will make you a better producer faster. If you want to know the real secret to becoming a better producer in a shorter amount of time, it is to stop worrying about making one perfect song and instead focus on making 100 songs as fast as possible. This sounds counterintuitive, but it is true. If you are spending a month on one song, you will learn less than if you were to make 5 songs in 1 month. The reason is because with every song you finish, you learn more, and then you take those lessons and you apply them in the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I produced over 300 songs before I felt like my music was actually at a somewhat professional level. 300! Think about that. It wasn't 10 songs, it wasn't 30 songs, or even 100 songs. It was like 300 songs. I've produced well over 1,000 songs, and I can tell you that with absolute certainty that you will learn more from volume than just making a couple songs and trying to perfect those few. You learn more from doing the work and pumping out songs one after another than anything else. Even a year ago, I listened to those songs and I know more today than I did then. And I don't watch tutorials, right? Like I don't spend time looking things up. It's just because with every song I make, I learn something new and I can take that and it just adds up so quickly with every song. Imagine if you learn 5 new things for every song that you make. I would argue at the beginning, you're gonna probably learn more than 5 new things per song. And if you made 100 songs, that means that you would have learned 500 new things after 100 songs. Do you think that would help you? Spoiler, yes it would. This goes back to that cheat sheet concept. There isn't one, but if there is one, it would be this. Spend less time trying to make that perfect song and spend more time trying to make more songs. You can always go back and reproduce a song. Like I'm working on reproducing a song that I did, 8 years ago that I'm redoing today, and I'm way more excited about it now than I was 8 years ago. In the beginning, if you spend a month on a song, I hate to say it, but it's probably still not gonna sound that great. So just get them done with and move on. Now, before the next piece of advice, I wanna let you know that I am doing our first ever live workshop on October 15th, this upcoming Saturday. So if you're watching this video before that Saturday, I'm gonna be showing you how I produced a whole track from start to finish and the thought process behind it. And it's actually this 8-year-old song that I redid that I'm talking about. It'll be an hour and a half of jam-packed value for you. You'll get access to the vocal stem to make your own version to practice with, and also get access to all of my stems to learn from, as well as a recording to rewatch and relearn. You can sign up with the link in the description or in the top comment of this video. Can't wait to meet you and see you there. And now, number 5, you must become a student. Now, I don't mean a student of me or of someone else. I'm talking about becoming a student of music and production. That may mean you learn from someone, right? Work with someone, do an internship, take a course, whatever it is. You must learn. You must become a student. A good student is someone who is eager to learn and wanting to learn, right? Being a student means that you acknowledge that you do not know everything and that there is more to learn. If you think you know everything, then you're gonna stop growing. I'm still a student. I actively am trying new things. I recently got this drum set that's right over here behind the camera, and that's to improve my skills as a recording engineer with live drums and to work more with a live kit. Practicing different mic techniques and mic positions and trying out different microphones so I can see how it actually sounds and see how it works and see if I can get really good at that. I'm actively trying new techniques, new arrangement styles, new ways of using chords, new sounds, all of that. If you want to be a great producer, then you need to be a student of the game, a student of music. I still learn from friends and colleagues. I learn from collaborators. You stop growing when you decide that you have stopped learning and stopped being a student. It's not a secret. I have an online production course. I'm running this new workshop on Saturday. So of course, I would love for you to consider me as a potential teacher, but I might not be the guy for you. Like, I'm willing to say that because I don't believe in tricks to get you to sign up for my course. I believe in value. Either I speak to you and I make sense to you, or I don't, in which case, probably someone else will. There are so many options. Like, you can learn from other creators on YouTube, other people that have courses that are making channels like mine, Andrew Wong, Simon Servita, Alex Rome. There are many others, and all of them I think are pretty good people. But I believe that the more you can learn from others, people who are ahead of you, the more you can become a student, the more you will learn yourself and the better you will be. When I have other musicians in the studio, I can't help but try to glean from them, and I also can't help but try to make them better too. So if you take this advice in this video, I think you'll find it truly is helpful in your journey. And I hope I'll see you on Saturday at that live workshop. But if not, enjoy the ride.